What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a fantastic night so far. I'm here with a very special guest, Miami Hurricane, the 2019 season defensive end, Trevon Hill. Trevon, thank you so much for joining the scoop tonight.
Yes, sir, man. No problem.
Yeah, Trayvon, kind of go over, your recruiting story. I know you're from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I mean, why did you pick Virginia Tech? Maybe that was
Right.
just your childhood school growing up.
Kind of, sort of, man. I have history at Virginia Tech. My uncle was the first black graduate. My great
Oh,
uncle was the first
wow.
black graduate at Virginia Tech. So that played a part in it. But originally, I was going to UNC. To be honest, I loved
Really?
everything about Carolina, Franklin Street to the coaches to just how they showed me love. But around that time, they was going through the academic scandal, and they had lost some scholarships and some guys that decommitted. Man, we had some great guys that was in that class, like Ronnie Harrison from Alabama, myself, Jason Lewis, and the list goes on and on. Um, but the determining factor um, with going to Virginia Tech was basically like I had some teammates up there from my high school, and when I took that unofficial visit, and kind of like, man, this is home. You know what I mean? So that's basically how I landed at Virginia Tech. And I felt like it was just it was close to home, but it wasn't too close. It's on the other side of Virginia. So like I'm from, I guess you want to say east. You know what I mean? 757 is east, and then where Virginia Tech is located is west, close to Tennessee and stuff like that. So it wasn't too
Okay.
far.
And were you a part of Frank Beamer's last year as a head coach at Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay. How was that, to play with a coach that really, put the identity around Virginia Tech football? He was a huge staple part of that program. So, how was it
Sure.
to play with Frank Beamer under that 1 year?
It was good. Just to get that experience. You know what I mean? I feel like I wish I would have had more time with Coach Beamer, but throughout the recruiting process, he really showed that he was family oriented. I mean, he on my official, he invited me into his house, and all the other guys that were on the officials at that time got invited to the house. So it was very like when that motto, "This is home," like Virginia Tech is home, is like it, that's what he brought to the table. You know what I mean? But um, the culture kind of took a shift um, when he left.
Okay, absolutely. And what was your favorite memory? I would say playing for the Virginia Tech Hokies during your time because you spent a good amount of time there. Maybe it was beating Virginia. Maybe it was a great game you had. So, what was your favorite memory as a Hokie?
Man, it's a lot, man. I can go into a lot of details, but I'm gonna name a couple, like off bucks, like just coming out of the lane, like coming out of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing like that. Like I don't care like where I've been. I played in the biggest college football game ever when we played Tennessee and Bristol, and that 166,000 or 65,000, whatever it was, didn't compare to that 65,000 when you came through that tunnel on lane, man. So the excitement of that. Another great memory, obviously the ACC championship when we played Clemson, we came up short. And when we played West Virginia at FedEx Stadium, that was a dog fight. I had a pretty good game that game. My first start was versus Miami. Like my grandmother had passed away. Um, like I want to say like that week or the week before that game, and it's crazy how I ended up starting. Um, One of our seniors had went down. He was injured, and I ended up starting that game after my grandmother passed. It was versus Miami. It's crazy how that happened. And then the last one I could think of was probably when we played Arkansas in the Belk Bowl, and we were down 24-0 at halftime, and we came back and 35 unanswered. I mean, so it's a lot of great memories at Tech, man. I can't even sit here and deny and bash the program as a whole. You know what I mean, I can't sit here and do that. And I would never do that. I still have love for the Hokies. It runs in my veins. You know what I mean, I'm a Virginia guy. Like I said, my uncle was the first black graduate, and another uncle that passed away that I was really close to. He went there, got his degree from there. So just to have that legacy still, you know what I mean, at Virginia Tech is tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's in your blood, and you spend a amount of time at Virginia Tech. You play in some big games, like you stated. The game against Tennessee, over 100,000, people were in attendance. A Clemson game for the ACC title. Trayvon, when you played Miami for the Virginia Tech Hokies, did they have a reputation? I mean, your conference rival, you play them every year. I feel like every team has a rep. Maybe Miami was known as kind of the trash talkers. I mean, what was that reputation Miami had going against them?
Honestly, they from Florida. They fast. Like it's like that's what I thought of Miami. Now I mean, and then I thought of obviously greats like Sean Taylor and stuff like that. But um, I don't know. I feel like every generation had brings something different to the table. Like when I didn't see that '80s, '90s Miami football team when I was playing.
Right.
Like, um, so it was a little bit different. Like I feel like I could have played with the '80s, '90s Kings. I mean, now with some guys on the team that were like that, but there's some guys that weren't. A lot of guys that weren't. You know what I mean? So at Virginia Tech, I feel like our defense was just we were dogs. Like we came out there with a purpose. Like to the point where our head coach was, he didn't even like practicing against us. You know what I mean? So it's like, God damn, we gotta face these MFs every day. You know what I mean? But ultimately it made our offense better. And you saw the growth throughout the seasons. You know what I mean? That I was there, and then kind of like 2018, things kind of like took a downfall.
And you were also able to play against a very, famous defensive coordinator, spent a considerable amount of time at Virginia Tech. How was that playing under Bud Foster, and what kind of coach was he practice wise and, just player relationships and as a game day defensive coordinator?
Hard nosed blue collar guy, man. Just that come to work mentality, man. Like I got the lunch pail, it's engraved on me. You know what I mean? So I carry that mentality everywhere I go. You know what I mean? It's that hard work. I feel like that's kind of like a Virginia thing though, because Virginia gets overlooked, especially now I mean the area where I'm from. But Virginia as a whole gets overlooked, now I mean. But it's a lot of money here, it's a lot of talent here, it's a lot of hardworking people here, but we just get overlooked because it's Virginia. What's there going on in Virginia? You know what I mean? So I just kind of took that hard, like I said, that lunch pill mentality that Bud had. You know what I mean? And he didn't just talk. You know what I mean? That lunch pill mentality, like he actually brought his A game every day, and I love every moment being on the Coach Foster. It's crazy that shoot. um, when I went to Miami, I was like, bro, I remember more plays from Virginia Tech than I do at Miami. Obviously, I spent more time
Right.
there, but it'll be sometimes like when we be out there on defense, I'll damn near call out a play before Boyd even call it just because I was so comfortable in the system, and I was like, I feel like this is what he gonna call. And 90% of the time, that's what it was. You know what I mean?
Trayvon, you leave Virginia Tech on a high note. I believe your final season there, you had 6 or 7 sacks. Walk me through that process of the transfer portal and choosing Miami. Were they the first program to reach out to you? It's basically starting over in a sense. You're recruiting again. College programs are trying to land you. So how was that picking Miami?
Um, it was kind of like the easiest, hardest decision of my life, honestly. No, they were not the first to reach out to me. I had like some JUCOs and some um, lower Division 1, Division 2 schools. But the whole process was kind of weird, and I think Lane Kiffin from when I was getting recruited at FAU for really telling me like everything. I mean, because the second time around, on honestly doing the recruiting trip, it was like this was a business. Like
Right.
whether they like to talk about it like that or not, like when you're dealing with money, you're dealing with, I mean, scholarships is money, you know what I mean? So I had to go in it with a different mentality. I couldn't go in with the mentality of a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid. I went in that mentality as a grown ass man, excuse my language, but a grown man because um, ultimately, like, I'm setting myself up for the rest of my life. Yeah, we say that when we kids, but we probably just hear other players that say that and they get a PR to really tell them what to say and stuff like that. But when you've been through the fire, you know what I mean, of actually getting recruited the first time and then going through the college experience and really understanding like this is business. I made the Miami decision because I feel like it was a lifetime thing. Like um, I had plenty of offers. I had Mizzou, which that was a school. It was kind of like that North Carolina and Virginia Tech situation when I was in high school. I wanted to go to Mizzou, honestly, but I didn't want to be cold for one, and for two, they had some allegations where they had ended up losing some games and some scholarships. And I was just like, I don't think I want to deal with that. I want to be able to, if we do go to a bowl game, go to a bowl game and stuff like that. Um, but like I said, taking that FAU visit really helped me because I wasn't supposed to graduate. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't supposed to graduate at all. I had 21 credits. From the time I got dismissed from Virginia Tech to the time I left, I had to do 21 credits. So basically, like a winter and the spring to graduate with 21 credits. So I ended up taking 3 credits in the winter, 18 in the spring. And I passed those classes, graduating. And the rest is history.
Yeah, absolutely. And you go into a new program, new head coach. Were you accepted right away by the Miami Hurricanes football team?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Open arms.
Honestly, I kind of kept to myself too because I wanted to earn my respect. Like I always been like that. I'm not gonna always come out loud. You know what I mean? Like I get loud when mostly I get comfortable. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's I could speak more. You know what I mean? Like first I just wanted to earn my respect, and once I earned that respect, I was able to speak more. You know what I mean? I definitely earned that hat at Miami. You know what I mean? I was never a captain at Virginia Tech. I think I was a 3-time captain, a 4-time captain at Miami. Ended up winning the UTUF award at the end of the season. Was not supposed to play that. Honestly, Miami wanted to redshirt me because I was coming off an injury that was
Wow.
in my career ultimately. But I fought back for that, and ended up getting that award for that pretty much.
Yeah, I had no idea Miami wanted to redshirt. Actually, covering the team and just talking as fans, we were all excited. You come from Virginia Tech. We thought you were going to be playing right away, and then you said they were thinking about redshirting you. I had no idea about that, so I thought that was interesting.
It's crazy because during the ODU game, because that's the game I ended up getting dismissed after.
Yep.
In the first quarter, I told my labrum and I cracked the bone in my labrum. Throughout that whole game, I dislocated my pinky. Full
Ah,
body full body cramps going through the whole game. It was really hot, but I was home. I mean, my first time playing home since high school. You know what I mean? So it was like that adrenaline was rushing, and it was just like there's no stopping me until the end of this game. I mean, I gave it all I could. You know what I mean? And my biggest argument was just I felt like we were better than what we displayed, and um, I kind of let my emotions get the best of me. But it was pure emotions. It wasn't nothing that was unintentional to where it's like I'm trying to hurt somebody. It was like
right.
I love to win. I mean, I hate to lose. Like, and
Absolutely.
yeah, that was that.
What were some similarities and differences between both programs? Maybe, with the culture itself, you mentioned Virginia Tech is very blue collar. Maybe Miami had a similar method or talent wise and just game day preparations and practices, kind of an overview of both programs, similarities and differences.
Um, I feel like I was taking care of it more at Miami. I felt my best, like spiritually, like I felt my best physically, for the most part. Um, my mind was in a whole different place. Like just coming from Virginia and then moving to Florida to waking up to palm trees every day, stuff like that. It's like really you're in paradise. You know what I mean? So I enjoy my experience out there. What I could say that I want to say the difference is what I would like to see is like no matter what, and I say no matter what, I don't care if you're playing the Parkview Redskins, a little league team, like Virginia Tech fans are gonna fill that damn stadium up, and
Yeah.
I see that from Miami. You know what I mean, but I understand it too because all Blacksburg has to offer is Virginia Tech. That Virginia Tech is Blacksburg.
Right.
I mean, Miami is there's so much to do in Miami. You know what I mean? It's a lifestyle. It's a totally different lifestyle. So I feel like Miami, they support you when mostly it's some fans that support you all the time, but for the most part, that stadium should be full.
No, 100%. I've been to Blacksburg, Virginia. Place is always sold out. I think you said it perfectly. Compare Blacksburg, Virginia. It's literally a little sign that says Blacksburg in the mountains of Virginia. Here's the exit. Miami. It's the city of Miami. I think it speaks for itself. There's a lot to do, a lot of distractions, but you look at the profile of the University of Miami, and there's no doubt should be sold out every single game. Trevon, you played with three different head coaches. Frank Beamer, Justin Fuente, and Coach Manny Diaz. What was it like playing for Coach Manny Diaz, and what was his coaching style? It was also his first year of college football as a head coach, so may have been a lot of learning.
I kind of compare it to like if I had Bud Foster as a head coach. You know what I mean, like Manny, he brought that energy. You know what I mean, but he's also a defensive minded coach. So like, it's different when you have a defensive minded coach than an offensive minded coach. Like the offensive minded coach is like he's more focused on the offense, and if the defense is beating up on the offense, it's like he's gonna have a bad day because he feel like now it's a lot of that goes into that. But having a defensive defensive minded head coaches, it was completely different. I mean, but at the same time, it was I don't know. I don't even know how to really explain it. Manny Diaz. He brings a lot of energy. He demands a lot from you, but he also gives a lot too. I mean, I feel like they took care of us more when I was at Miami. I didn't feel like at Tech they truly took care of us. You know what I mean? Like they should. Like we would get out in Miami. I'm getting 2-3 massages a week. You know what I mean? They begging you to come in for treatment. Like I don't want to talk down on Virginia Tech program, but
Right.
it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like some things there's a lot of change that needs to be made. That's all I'm gonna say.
Speaking of Manny Diaz as a defensive-minded coach, he was the defensive coordinator there before he took over as head coach. Was he very involved with the defense, or was Blake Baker just calling it his way, or did he have, an implementation of Coach Manny Diaz involved?
Um, I feel like for the most part, Coach Diaz he kind of let Coach Baker. I mean, run the show. I don't think he wanted to interfere too much, but he also had his say so's too. Like I feel like he respected his coaching, and I feel like you got to give somebody a chance. You can't just like hire somebody and just try to overrule them. And I mean, like everybody has their role. I mean, he's a head coach for a reason. Coach Baker was the D coordinator for a reason. I mean, and he trusted Coach Diaz trusted Coach Baker with that role. So um, I don't feel like he tried to step in too much, but he did his due justice.
So, what was more intense, practices at Virginia Tech or Miami?
Um, I would say heat wise, Miami, but like overall, like, Tech was just it was different. I don't know why. I just feel like we didn't. I bought my body wasn't just it wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like because we didn't get taken care of. So I feel like we
Gotcha.
we were hitting hard 3 times a week for the most part. You know what I mean? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday you get laid off a little bit. But yeah, it was a lot of you know what I mean. A lot of
Yeah,
guys that made it further through the season if it wasn't so much combat. You know what I mean?
absolutely. How emotional was that football game playing Virginia Tech in 2019? A program where, like you said it best, your uncles went to Virginia Tech. You were there for quite a while. You probably knew the entire team. Those were your former teammates. So, emotionally, how tough maybe it was a feel of emotions, but how was that for you playing against them?
Um, to be honest, that game, I mean, it definitely meant a lot to me. Like, but I feel like I had my emotions in control. Um, and I didn't want to show what people were trying to portray me to be. You know what I mean? Like, so I didn't get too high, I didn't get too low. You know what I mean? I just kept a level head, to be honest. And just throughout the week, I was just training my mind just to whatever happens, you know what I mean? Like whether we win or lose, ultimately I want to win. But some things is not in my control. I can't make every play. And then I was limited on plays too. But that's a story for another time too. And I just kept faith in knowing that whatever happens is it has a purpose behind it. And I went out there and I feel like I played what I could do. What I could do on that field um, to help us get a win. Emotions were kind of like going up and down because it was crazy. I remember I threw a Hail Mary I think it was at the end of halftime, or right before halftime. We ended up getting it, and then we ended up scoring like 21 answered. And it was just like it was going back and forth from 28 to 30. Like it was a lot. Now I mean, toward the end of the game, it was like a lot of high emotions. But um, at the end of the game, I took pictures with my former teammates, and then I ended up giving a speech to my current teammates in Miami. And I was like, I appreciate y'all, man. Like just for even fighting. You know what I mean? Like y'all don't owe me nothing from this game. It's just really it's another game to y'all, but this game meant a lot to me. But I just appreciate y'all boys for I mean going out there and competing and fighting with me, regardless of the win or the loss.
What was your favorite moment as a Miami Hurricane? I know you only played one season, but what was your favorite highlight of that 2019 year?
I don't know.
It was a roller coaster of a year.
Yeah, man,
It was.
it was. I honestly sometimes I be wishing that I took the last year because I had another year because technically I was still a junior uh, because I only played 3 games the previous season. Um, Ask me the question again. I gotta think.
So it was a roller coaster of a season, Trayvon. You know, as a fan, I felt like offensively it just wasn't clicking at all. They even changed offensive coordinators the past season. How was it, just as a team overall? Defensively, you're holding your own weight, but offensively, it's not clicking. Was there, any animosity within the team or, you know?
I think it was frustrations, but I'm not gonna say animosity. Um, it just like when you're competitive and you want to win, man, it's hard, and you want your brothers to do good. I mean, sometimes you talk trash to them. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that motivates them, and then sometimes it you know what I mean, it just give them low self-esteem. Some guy, every guy is different. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't say it was any animosity. It's just more like, bro, tighten up. You know what I mean? Like we trying to get somewhere. We got goals, and it ain't clicking. But I
Right.
can't just blame it on the coaches all the way, and I can't just blame it on the players. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I don't care what you draw up, you gotta make a play. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you're not drawing up something that's gonna put the best players in position to make that play, it's hard too. You know what I mean? I don't have all the answers. I can just tell you how I see it. You know what I mean? Or how I
Absolutely. No, Trayvon, believe it or not, a lot of Miami Hurricanes football fans say that the University of Miami has the most talent in the Coastal, that they should win it every single season. But none of us played for the University of Miami, but you played for Virginia Tech and Miami. Do you think Miami was more talented, Virginia Tech, or it was pretty even?
one thing I can say about Miami is known for like their 4 and 5 star guys. You know what I mean? And one thing I can say about Virginia Tech, we made dogs out of anything. You know what I mean, like Tremaine Edmonds, for example, I think he was a
Yeah.
2 or 3 star first round guy. Um, Terrell Edmonds, same thing. Not too many stars. Like Virginia Tech is not known for the guys that get the stars, but like I said, that lunch pail mentality, it just takes us to a different level. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to do but football. And up there, like it's close. It's really a brotherhood because there's nothing else to do up there besides football. You know what I mean? And all we got is each other. When you're in Miami, it's like I didn't see a lot of team gatherings. You know what I mean? Besides like when Coach Diaz was like, offer us to go to like a water park or something like that. You know what I mean? But for us to have like real team gatherings, it wasn't like that because the city's so spread out. And I mean, guys might live in Brickell or like I stayed in Dayton, and this is like the drives and stuff like that. So it was a little bit different. But like I said, man, I feel like the Brotherhood at Virginia Tech was a little bit stronger just because everything is so much closer. You know what I mean? So it just made us closer, and we had to stick together and be together all the time.
Absolutely, Trayvon. You just mentioned Manny Diaz didn't have a lot of team bonding events. You guys went to a water park one day, but Virginia Tech, there was more bonding as a team.
Like
Everybody was in
said,
black.
that's not what I was saying. I'm saying Diaz did bring us a lot like together, but I'm saying as far as a leader coming like, yo, let's do this together as a team. I mean, we didn't really do that. You know what I mean? Coach,
Okay,
yeah, Diaz brought us together probably like I want to say like 3 or 4 times throughout the season, 2 in the summer, and then 2 during the season, 2 times during the season. But like as captains or leaders, like it wasn't a thing to where we like, hey, look, every Thursday before a game, the night before we go to the hotel, we go all going out to eat. Like I didn't see it. They might have. I mean, other groups might have been doing that, but I didn't see it. You know what I mean, too much.
gotcha. Absolutely. Any advice you would give the 2021 Miami Hurricanes before they take on the Alabama Crimson Tide and get ready for the regular season?
Man, them boys know what they got to do, man. It's just like Coach Diaz and that staff, they have a plan, man. And just if you follow that plan, those guys over there, they're willing to work with you. I mean, and they demand a lot, but they also give a lot too. Coach Feely is an amazing strength coach. I don't even talk to the strength coaches at Virginia Tech, but I know for a fact I could call him if I need anything. You know what I mean? So those guys, they have a lot of support over there. And all I can say, man, just go out there and dominate. Honestly, man, they know what they can do. And shoot, it ain't too much talking. I'm not a big talker. Like I do a lot. Of, my actions speak louder than my words. But when I get on the field, I'm a totally different person too. You know what I mean? Like that's savage. Like that's where that savage character really comes to play. You know what I mean? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's my job. You know what I mean? That's what I'm here to do. I love this. You know what I mean? It's a passion. So you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be easy. You know what I mean? Don't ever think that. So I hope they just put in that work to get them to that W at the end of that game.
Trayvon, you're done with college football. What's next? Are you still playing football? I,
Are you breaking up?
oh,
You breaking up. You breaking up.
better?
Hold on, give me 2 seconds.
No worries.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it sounds crazy.
Good now?
Yeah.
I think we lost Trayvon Hill. It froze on him, or the connection froze. All right. Well, if Trayvon Hill does come back on the live show, he unfreezes, gets everything set up. We'll ask him a final question, but it was a pleasure to have Trayvon Hill, former Miami Hurricane 2019 season defensive end, formerly from the Virginia Tech Hokies. Had a lot of great information comparing programs. What was it like to play for Frank Beamer, his last year as head coach, as playing under Bud Foster as well. He played with Justin Fuente, then with Manny Diaz. How was Manny Diaz as a coach? I think we're getting him on right now. Give me 1 second. Trayvon, what's going on? You good now? The connection?
Yeah, I don't know why it sounds scratchy. I don't know why it sounds like that, but I could hear that.
It's all good. So what's next for yourself in your career with football? Are you still, last time I checked, I thought did you sign a contract in the Canadian Football League?
Yeah, so I'm going to DC. I actually leave Thursday to head out there for camp and stuff. So I'm really excited for that. It wasn't in the plans, you know what I mean? But so I can't complain about the journey. I'm all for what's next and what God has planned for me. So just taking this thing step by step and really just soaking in the experience. Because I'm still blessed, obviously, because a lot of people they don't get to say they're still playing the sport or doing something that they love to and to earn some wages for it. So I'm ultimately grateful for the opportunities that I have to go out there to Canada and play for the Lions, man.
Absolutely, Trayvon. Well, man, I really appreciate your time today. You're going to do great things on the football field or off the football field. So we're pulling for you, man, and we greatly appreciate your time as a Miami Hurricane.
I appreciate that, man. You too, man.
Absolutely. All right, Trayvon. Thank you again, man. Have a great rest of your night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Thank you. Trevon Hill, everyone, defensive end, Miami Hurricanes 2019 season. We will be having a very solid interview tonight at 10 p.m. We may go live, may be a pre-record, but I guarantee you guys you don't want to miss it. Thank you for everyone joining us tonight, and always all about the U. Go Canes.